Today we are going to install the Vector Dock.
Alright, this is a unboxing of the Vector Off-Road JKE-Dock, and just to give you an example here, it's the packaging it comes in, and it is packed extraordinarily well. And once you take it out of the box, it's encapsulated in this foam, so they do take good care of it. Very nice. And then the only other thing you get in the package is a parts bag. I didn't see any instructions, so maybe that's online. Maybe it's still in the box. And that's what it looks like out of the box. Powder coated, textured. Looks like pretty good quality. It's got the shelf. Looks like that's removable. But yeah, not a mark on it. Okay, so to start with the Vector Off-Road JKE-Dock, got to do a deinstall of some other accessories, mainly this little mount here I had on there. And I'll remove this Velcro because I was holding on a plastic tray. I don't think I'm going to need that with the tray that comes with the E-Dock. And I'll clean that up with some Goo Gone, so it'll look pretty good. So I'm going to pop this off. And the way this comes off is you just pry up on the back, it's clipped in, and then you slide it forward very gently. Underneath this is the compass module, so you want to make sure that you don't pry it off and break the either the wiring connection or the plastic mounts that keep that compass module in place. Okay, so I'm just going to come in here from the side, pop that up like that, and it slides forward just a tiny teeny bit, and then you want to start moving it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. And the reason you're doing it that way is because it has a clip here on the front. Once you pass that clip, you can see the compass module underneath here. That's a square box, and then you can maneuver it back out of the way. Doing this by myself, so the camera work's going to suck a little bit, and I might have to set it down while I maneuver this thing out of the way. I'll figure out how I can get this compass module off without breaking anything. There we go, it just unplugs, and now that part's gone. Okay, so this little mount works just the same as part of the Vector. You know, it's going to use these little holes here. So I'm just going to take these bolts off. Those won't be reused. The Vector's going to use these holes here. So let me finish up this deinstall, and then we can kind of move forward. We're also going to have to remove this front panel and pull the radio out to get those bolts up under here that are needed. So it's not the easiest install, you know. I mean, it's bolt-on application, but you got to take some stuff apart, and that's because of the model of my Jeep. It's a 2007. The other models I think are a little bit easier. Okay, so we've got the deinstall complete. We're back to factory specs. You can see the bolts have been replaced. I think they're 7mm. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the 4 bolts here. There's 2 on the top here, and we're going to have to pop this panel out a little bit. I did go ahead and put the Jeep into a lower gear so I'd have more room to, you know, pull that panel out, and we'll kind of go from there. I'm not going to film that so much because there's a tons of videos on YouTube about that. If I find a good one, I'll throw it in the link. Okay, so we've got the we've got the radio deinstalled. The panel's propped out. So in my model Jeep, you know, some Jeeps, they have 4 bolts, one here, one here, one here, one here. Mine only has the two furthest, so it comes with new bolts to put the L brackets in. That's what I'm gonna call them. They're more like Z's, but they're gonna go something like that, and they're designed to, you know, provide more stability for the E-Dock. So that'll be the next thing we're doing. I'm gonna try and film some of this, and let's see how it turns out. See if we can get this done. So We got our little bracket and our screw and our little nut with a metal grommet, and I think that's supposed to be a lock nut. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to try and do this so I don't lose the nut, and let's see how it goes. And of course it's not going to go that easy because I can't feel where the nut's actually at, but kill the radio. Okay. All right, so yeah, the tape really helped. Tape really helped a lot. So, yank our tape off. We're going to do the same process left-handed. Oh yeah, let me see. Yeah, it seems to work out really good. That tape trick is pretty cool. You don't have to worry about dropping that nut down inside your dash. Anything like that. All right, so I got my screwdriver. Oh, come on. These are supposed to go as far to the dash as you can get them, and we pretty much have it there. And the good thing about those nuts is you don't have to necessarily put a wrench on them. Yeah, I'm just holding them with that tape. And I can feel a little slippage, but they're tightening up. Okay, these are kind of self-tightening. And you just kind of have to keep your finger on the bottom to tell when that nut is no longer spinning. And there you go. That part is done. All right, folks. So the radio's all back installed. The front panel's back on. Everything went pretty smooth with that. Like I said, there's all kinds of videos out there on how to do this. I've reinstalled the dash pad with the compass module in it. And you can see our brackets are there. So the next thing we need to do is pop off these. There's one on either side. There's a nut that we need to take off, and then we need to put a bracket on there and put the nut back on it, and then it's simply bolting the bar onto it. Okay, so we need to pop these little items out right here, and they're supposed to just pop right out. And of course, they're not. There we go. And you can see down in there, there's a bolt down in there. Okay, so we got our 13mm socket. Got it pretty loose. And I put my finger back here and we'll see what I can see, because you don't want to lose this nut. Okay, so I've got about a 1/4 inch more to bring it off. Then it says switch to a magnet. Try and spin it off with a magnet. Okay, let's see if the magnet trick will work here. There it is. Ta-da. This is supposed to go down in here over that bolt. Okay, so the instructions want us to use the magnet trick to get the nut started on the post. So I've got that where it needs to be. And of course the hard part's going to be getting that lined up. Alright, I think that might have been it clicking in place. The way this bracket is, you can't really put your finger back there to validate because the bracket's in the way. Okay. It says you might have to push this forward to get this back out, and you do. All right, so that one's in. The first one's always the hardest for me because I learn as I go. Hope I'm not alone out there. And once again, it's kind of ingenious how they figure out how to do this without tearing the dash apart, etc., etc. Okay, so that one's off. Our little bracket. Okay, it seems to be where it needs to be. And I'll be honest, this part about the nut and the magnet's just worrisome for me. Y'all might not have an issue with it at all. But for me, it's just a little nerve-wracking. So you need two hands and a monkey. Push that tab forward and pull this socket out. So, okay, it's pretty tight. Okay, so the bar is now test fitted. So I'm gonna go without the shelf initially. I'm gonna keep it. It's right here. I'm going to see what it does without that support shelf. And for sunglasses and stuff, I don't think they're going to slide out, and it's just going to give me a little bit more room. But yeah, so it's starting to look good. 4 bolts now, one on each of the outside bars, and then one here and one on the other side of the loop. Okay, so everything's bolted in. It's nice and sturdy. Look at the quality of the coated texture on this. It's nice, very rough, coated very well. Excellent product. I recommend this one. The install is a little bit of a pain. I wish they didn't give you these button head things. You need an Allen wrench to work with. It's much easier if you could just work with bolts or screws or something like that, so you don't have to have 19 different types of tools. It's also kind of hard to get a wrench back here on that nut. And if I was to have one recommendation, it would be to standardize the hardware. Get rid of these button heads. They may look cool, perhaps, but I'd much rather have something functional. It's going to be, you know, easy to install and kind of go from there. But overall I'm digging it. So, you know, it could be a lot worse. Once again, sunglasses just pop up in there. They're not really going to go anywhere. Actually, I get a little bit more room. I may go back and put that shelf in. It really just depends. You know, because you have more gap back here than what you'd normally have. But overall, I like it. Thanks for watching. Please click the like, share, and subscribe. Okay? We really appreciate your support.